Already in his second year with Red Bull, Mexican driver Sergio Perez appears to have a much better grip on the 2022 RB18, at least when compared to his form last year. With 54 points, he's currently third in the standings, 5 points behind his world champion teammate Max Verstappen. Without a doubt, Perez had a difficult season in 2021, especially during the first half of the season when the Mexican driver struggled to get grips with the RB16B. Sergio Perez admitted after the season finale in Abu Dhabi that his first season at Red Bull was intense. It's been very intense, extremely intense. A lot of work has been done behind the scenes with a lot of pressure. When you're at Red Bull, the pressure is on and everyone is watching you, what you do, and you guys, the media, obviously a lot harder to a Red Bull driver, which is very understandable. It hasn't been easy, but it's brought me to another level. Having Max as a teammate, it really pushes you to new levels, but I'm extremely happy, I'm enjoying it a lot. At this point in my career, I'm very happy, and that's the most important thing. Now, with 4 Grand Prix completed in the 2022 Formula 1 season, the future looks bright for the Mexican driver who has 2 second-place finishes thus far. Perez revealed his season goals, which include beating his superstar teammate Max Verstappen thanks to his early season momentum and increased confidence with the 2022 car. I want to beat Max, I want to be ahead of him. His engineers want to beat ours, we want to beat them, but outside of that there is a great atmosphere between the 2 teams within the team. It's a unique thing, it happened quite well and naturally. We have the best team in that sense. The Mexican held a live broadcast during which users present could ask him questions, one of which was whether he would leave his current team for another that would give him more weight and relevance as the first driver. Checo's response was unequivocal. Red Bull gives me the opportunity. There is nothing at any time that says I have to be behind Max. If he's been ahead of me, it's because he's been stronger on track. I feel I have a chance to be champion with Red Bull. I couldn't be in Formula 1 after 12 years with my children so young at home. I couldn't just be there knowing that I'm the second driver and that I have no chance of winning. It would be disrespectful to me and my career. So I don't need to be in Formula 1. I'm here because I want to win and I want to be champion. Checo achieved his best annual performance in 2021, more than a decade into his career, when he managed to get on the podium 5 times, including a victory in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. He also had the highest point production that year with 190. He's now received 54 points in just 4 weekends, with 2 consecutive podiums to boot. But things didn't start off so well for him and the team, as Red Bull suffered a double retirement at the season opening Grand Prix in Bahrain. I feel very happy, especially for the start of the season we had. We were fast, but reliability problems cost us a lot of points. We should be leading both championships because both Max and I have done a good job and made no mistakes. We're in a season in which we have to go on the attack, we're going to fight for the championship, and it will be very important. I'm comfortable in the car, I understand it better and better, and I'm adapting my driving style in the best way. However, Perez has recently made statements that could seriously jeopardize his future at Red Bull as well as his future in the sport as a whole. F1 will have a record-breaking 23 races in 2022, with the Russian Grand Prix in September being replaced by either a second race in Singapore or a return to Qatar after its debut last year due to the country's military invasion of Ukraine. European circuits are also expected to compete for a spot on the record calendar. The current Concord agreement limits the number of races in a single season to 24, with the same number of events scheduled for next season. The agreement between F1, the FIA and the 10 teams, on the other hand, is set to expire in 2025. Las Vegas has already been added to the calendar for the 2023 season, and Qatar may return after completing its hosting duties for the upcoming 2022 FIFA World Cup. China is also set to return to the calendar after a COVID-imposed hiatus. F1 has the resources to go beyond the 24-race limit, but despite the enormous commercial incentives, the body has indicated that this is a route it would prefer to avoid. Perez believes that any additional events would push many people in the sport over the edge. What I'm really optimistic about is the fact that it's growing a lot. I can see wherever we go in the world, you feel it on the streets, people recognize you a lot more, people are into the sport a lot more. There's a very big demand. But on the other hand, having too many races is a no-go, at least for me. Right now, you're basically immersed in it because we have so many races. We have simulator sessions before each event, we have partner events, so we basically have zero time for ourselves and for our families. I have a couple of young children with a third on the way. I think if the calendar expands more, then I definitely will not do it. His remarks follow F1 CEO Dominicali's recent declaration that there is enough demand from venues looking to host F1 that the sport could expand to 30 races per year. If this happens, Red Bull will be scrambling to find a partner for world champion Verstappen because Perez will be leaving the sport. In that regard, Frenchman Pierre Gasly is the driver most easily suited to the role. Contracted until the end of the 2023 season, Gasly is on course to beat Danny Kvyat's record of most race starts with the Red Bull Junior squad AlphaTauri, formerly known as Toro Rosso. However, with the announcement that Carlos Sainz, another product of Red Bull's young driver program, has signed a contract extension with Ferrari, attention naturally turns to the Frenchman's own future. So, this is my 5th year in Formula 1. I'm doing all that because I want to fight at the front. It's why I'm waking up every day, why I'm training every single day, why I'm looking after my nutrition, my sleep, my recovery. Every single detail is because I want to fight with the best drivers at the top. The last year has been fruitful for Formula 1's golden generation of exceptionally talented under-25s. Max Verstappen signed a monster 6-year extension to cap off a World Championship title, Lando Norris committed his future to McLaren at the start of the season, and George Russell's Mercedes dream has finally come true after 3 seasons of toiling at the back of the grid. As happy as Gasly has been for his colleagues, the 26-year-old admits he believes he deserves to be on the track racing against them every race weekend. I see Charles in a Ferrari, I see Max in the Red Bull, George in the Mercedes, Lando in the McLaren. I've been fighting with these guys all my career. I know that's where I belong. I want to get my chance to be in this position as well. With his place at AlphaTauri and in Formula 1 secured until at least the end of the next season, Gasly knows he has some time ahead of him to help rebuild his team to the level of performance they enjoyed last year. He is, however, confident that he will be given the opportunity to make his case for return to Red Bull at some point in the future. This is a conversation we need to have that we didn't have yet. Right now, I probably think it might be too early because it's also only 2022 and the focus is on making the best season possible with AlphaTauri. But I'm sure there are going to be conversations and see what's good. I know they are happy with the way it works for them at the moment, and that also works for me. Checo is doing very good there, so it makes sense. But then at the end of the day, I also need to look at my own career and what's best for me. What will give me the most chances to achieve my personal goals, which is to be a world champion over the next few years. But while Gasly has been quite impressive at times, most notably when he finished 3rd in Azerbaijan in 2021, Sergio Perez's continued performance makes it unlikely that he'll be replaced prematurely by Red Bull. Former F1 tyre engineer Kees van der Grin agrees, stating that bringing back Red Bull's former driver Gasly to replace Perez in the future would be a huge mistake. If Perez continues to perform as he does now, it would be madness to replace him. You have to be honest enough to say that he's a bit slower than Verstappen, who is clearly the number one. It's very clear who the boss is, but Perez has done a great job and they're a great team. So, what are your thoughts on Sergio Perez's Red Bull performances thus far? Do you believe that the increasing number of F1 races in the season will become a problem in the near future, or that it's already a problem? Do you see Pierre Gasly replacing Perez in the near future? We'd love to hear from you in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos.